Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be comparing the governments of the world's biggest democracy, India, and the world's oldest democracy, the United States of America. The major difference is India is a parliamentary democracy, while the USA is a presidential democracy, but I'm going to dive deeper in this video to compare many more aspects. Let's get started. I am going to start by comparing the political parties in the two countries. In the US, there are only two major political parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Although in India there are currently two major political parties, the Indian National Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party, there are hundreds of regional parties that play a role in the political scene, especially when there are coalitions. A coalition is when multiple parties work together to be in power. Next up is the head of the government and the head of the state. In India, the head of the government is the Prime Minister and the head of the state is the President. The people elect the representatives into the Lok Sabha. The leader of the majority party or coalition in the Lok Sabha becomes the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister also needs to get elected to the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. The Prime Minister overall has more power than the President. The elections to the Lok Sabha are held every 5 years generally. In America, both the head of the state and the government is the President. Citizens of the United States in every state vote to elect members to the Electoral College, who in turn cast electoral votes to elect the President. Now I'm going to be talking about the cabinet ministers. In India, the Prime Minister has to appoint his cabinet ministers from the people that are already elected to the parliament. This doesn't give the Prime Minister many choices and can lead to poor picks. On the other hand, the President of America doesn't have to pick a government official for the job. This means the President can pick the experts in each field to be in his cabinet. In the US, Congress is the legislature. Congress is divided into the House of Representatives, which is the lower house, and the Senate, which is the upper house. The Senate has 100 members, and the House of Representatives have 435 members. Each state sends 2 members to the Senate, and the number of people it gets to send to the House of Representatives depends on its population. In India, the parliament is the legislature. It is divided into the Lok Sabha, which is the lower house, and the Rajya Sabha, which is the upper house. The Lok Sabha has 545 members, of which 543 of them are elected by popular vote, and 2 of them are chosen by the president to represent the Anglo-Indian community. The Rajya Sabha has 245 members. 233 of them are appointed by the state legislatures, and the rest are appointed by the president for their contribution in various fields. The number of people each state gets to send to both of the houses is based on the population of the state. Next up is the legislative authority. In the USA, there's a clear separation of powers between the executive or the president, the legislature or the Congress, and the judiciary or the courts. A law passed by the Congress can be vetoed by the president or sent back to Congress for further consideration. However, Congress can override the veto by obtaining a 2/3 majority in both houses. In India, there is no clear separation of powers. The executive or the Prime Minister is part of the legislature, so the Prime Minister cannot override any laws. The President can send back any bills for consideration, but if it's passed again, he has to sign it. Both countries have Supreme Courts, which make the final decisions if the laws are legal under the Constitution. The last topic I'm going to be covering today is how the President or Prime Minister can be removed from office. A Prime Minister can be removed when his party or the coalition party loses the majority in the houses. This is more prone to happening when there are coalitions, because if one of the parties chooses to withdraw from the coalition, the Prime Minister can be forced out and there will be elections again. India has a lot of Prime Ministers who served for way less than the designated 5 years. Some of the Prime Ministers that had a very short term include Atal Bihari Vajpayee for 13 days, Gulzarilal Nanda for 26 days, and Charan Singh for 170 days. But in the USA, it is very hard to remove a president out of office because the president doesn't need to have a majority in any of the houses. The only way to remove a president is to successfully impeach him, for which he has to break a law. The House of Representatives states charges against the president and the Senate needs to vote on it. If they get a 2/3 majority, the president is removed from the office. No president has ever been removed from office, and only 3 presidents in history had a trial for removal. table. The three presidents are Andrew Johnson in 1868, Bill Clinton in 1998, and the current president Donald Trump in 2019. I hope you guys liked this video, and please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be the first ones to watch my future videos. See you in the next video.